Hi all, so welcome to the today's tutorial. So today's I'm very energetic. It's raining here in Delhi. Okay, so let's start with the tutorial first. So today what we will do, we will create our first vehicle based class, and we will add all the components which we will be needing for the basic vehicle setup, and we will try to set our mesh which we have imported previously, and we will bind directly in C++ class only. So we don't have to select the mesh in the blueprint side. So we will do everything in the C++ side today. So that is our target. So let's start. So previously we have set up the project. But it is not the C++ project yet. So what we will do, we will just file, no, tool and new C++ class. So it will be a pawn class because I want to control it. Yes. So anything else? No. Okay. Next is I'm inside the arcade vehicle system. I do want to create the folders for my character. So it will be a pawn. So inside the character core, and inside core the path will be characters. Yep, characters, because it will be a character for me for the vehicle, and it will be I always initialize my class with having the some convention in the starting just to segregate the things. So I will put m initial and vehicle, sorry, vehicle base, and okay, keep everything simple and straight, just create class. It will give you an error like it should, because Unreal always mess up if you are not selecting the public and private thing. So just click yes and uh, let the things run. Okay, so here like it opens, like it is giving me this error, like it is inside the m vehicle base.cpp. So the main issue of the error is like it is including the header file with the folder structure, but if you will go into the folder structure, they both are in same path, so we don't need that. So we will just remove it and we will just compile it. The shortcut for the compilation is Ctrl Shift B. So let's see if it is giving us that error. Okay, this is live coding active, so we do have to make some changes here. Do we? uh, okay, and next thing is live coding. Okay, I think it should be the case. Okay, let me just close it and let me compile the project again. And okay, so the build succeeded. uh, so the next thing is we will add the component to our classes. Okay, so what we will do, we will just go to the header files. Okay, so we will add some components. So just for the mesh, like this will be our car. So for the 4 points, like for the 4 wheels, what we will do, we will just add 4 arrow components for the position, like from where we have to recast to the ground. Next thing, we need one the spring arm component, and next the camera component. These are the basic things, and for direction also we can just okay. So this is things I think which we are needed. So let's start. Okay, go to the header files first, and in the public here I will define, so u property, edit anywhere, and blueprint read only, and I will keep the category default. Okay, I don't need any category for the components, I guess. So u arrow component, and it will be the pointer, and it will be like arrow component underscore front right. and I will duplicate it 4 times. So front left, back right, or rear right, or rear left. So these are the 4 arrow components which we do need, and make sure that it is include. Like I'm using Rider as my IDE, so as soon as I have pressed tab over like for the U arrow component, it automatically added the hash include for the arrow component. So make sure you do have it, and now we will add the U spring arm component. So U spring arm component. So as soon as I am pressing tab, it is automatically including the hash include for me. So this is actually good. Like Rider is really fast than Visual Studio. So okay, so spring component, and next we need is the camera component. So I will just copy paste it. View camera component, press star, and camera component. Okay, I think this is it. And one more thing, in the header file, it is not a good idea to include everything. Like it is doing it automatically, but still. So I will just remove the arrow component and the spring arm component include, and I will forward declare it. How to declare it? It just I'm just using the shortcut here. But what you can do, you can also type like class U spring arm component. So I'm just forward declaring it that I'm promising the compiler like I will add these classes later. Okay, so this is it. Now we will head back to CPP class, and we will initialize them. Right now they are not initialized, they are just the variables. So to initialize it, we will do the initialization part in the constructor only. So u sub sorry, it's sub default sub object, and here we have to print the return type. So we have to put the U arrow component, and it is automatically adding the hash include for me, and it is doing it inside the C++ class, so it is good. And here we have to put the name for it, and I always keep the things same, so I will do it like this, and then I will put like setup attachment. Okay, so we have forgot one thing, like we have forgotten one thing, like the mesh which we needed for the car. So like before the U arrow component, I will just duplicate it, and U mesh is U static mesh component. Okay, and okay, and I will main body mesh component. I'm suffixing C just to know it is a component, right? Because if let's imagine we are directly using the static mesh, then I would not have used the C as suffix just for the component. Okay, so it's the body mesh C. Okay, so just to like initialize the arrow component, before that we need to define the body mesh. So and yep, okay, let's do this thing, and it will be the type of U. Okay, it's a body, so let me copy the name of it. It's a body mesh, so let me copy it, and I don't need to set up the attachment in the body because it will be the root. So root component is equal to the body mesh C, and we will attach all the arrows to the same body. So okay, we haven't static mesh component, yes, and we will duplicate it 4 times, and we just have to change the name, so it will be the front right, front left. So let me just copy paste it, front left, and it was rear right and it was rear left. So just let me copy and paste it. Okay, so all the arrow components are like, they are all connected to the body mesh, but later what I do want to like be like this, I will just put the sockets name here, but we haven't set the sockets yet, so we will create it in this tutorial only. Okay, so next thing, now the arrows are completed, we will create the same thing, like we have created the U arrow component, we will create it for the U spring arm component. So let me copy paste it, and U spring arm component, so let me copy it, and it will be the U spring arm component. So as soon as I am pressing the tab, it is including the hash include, so we have to look. Okay, if you don't know how to include, like you don't know the header file which you have to include, just press control, hover over it and click it. So if it will open the spring arm component for you. So in the Visual Studio, when you will hover over this spring arm component.h, it will give you the full path, so that you have to include, and that's it. Or what you can do, one more thing, give me a second, let me open my Chrome. So here you need to type the U spring arm component or any component which you want to look into it. So just click it and it will give you the include, like which you have to use. See, here it is saying the hash include, and it is in the engine module. So engine module is there by default in the project, so we don't need to bother about it. So just this include file will work. Okay, so this is done, but we haven't set up the attachment for the spring arm. So spring arm component dot setup attachment, and it will be body mesh. So right now we are just attaching everything to the body mesh, because it will be the root of the act of the pawn. So now we need camera. So for the camera component, we will do the same, create default U camera component. It will include the hash include file and text, and it will be camera C. Now we have to set up the attachment. So camera C, set up attachment, and here the main thing is, for the camera we will attach the camera to the spring arm component. So spring arm component, and this is closed. So as soon as we are done, right now we haven't set up the mesh yet. So let me comment. So I do remember to do, like, add mesh here. And do we need to set anything? Yeah, we have to set the spring arm length and the rotation for it. So but it will be a good idea if we will take some reference from the blueprint side, then we will like attach that here. Okay, so let's compile it, Control Shift B. Okay, it's done. So let me press the debug button here, it's up in the corner. The debug button is really helpful. Like if there is some error, it will like in the running game, it will give us the exact point where it is happening. Okay, so in the blueprint I will just make one more folder called core, or the vehicle. Okay, so just right click, go to the blueprint class, and in the all class hierarchy just type vehicle base. So it is showing am vehicle base, just select it, and I will like bp underscore vehicle base. So open it. So right now it is not showing anything, it's just showing us arrow, but the basic functionality is there. So the body mesh is there, but the static mesh is not set. So what we will do, just go to the assets, right click on the car upper and copy the reference. See, it is showing copy reference. Okay, now go to the IDE which you are using. So what I will do, I will like, so use static mesh, we do need it, static mesh. Okay, sorry, static mesh, and it will be a pointer. Use static mesh, car mesh is equals to, and I have to cast it to you static mesh. And okay, so we need to put something here. So there is a function to load to load files from the content browser directly, and we can set it inside the C++. So the function name is static load object. So static load object. Here first we need to provide the u class. So we need the u static mesh and static class. Next, in u object we just want null, and I will provide the path which we have copied. So I'm just copy pasting it here. So like it may be a possibility that like you guys has messed up, like, or the path now must the path is not correct for the current asset. So we will verify if that pointer exists. So car mesh, if it does exist, then what we will do, we will set the body mesh set mesh, and here car mesh. So this is it. We could have also write this as, just let me copy paste it from here and let me paste it here. So we can also do it something like this. So this is actually cool, and just make sure, like, whenever you are changing something in the C++ class, if you will compile it, it will reflect in Unreal side. Okay, let me just turn it off, like live coding is active. Let me check where is that option. I'm not able to. Okay, so I have turned it off. Now I should be able to. Okay, build it. So Control Shift B, the shortcut. So build succeeded. So let's check if we do have it. No. Okay, we have it, but it is not showing. Okay, why is that? Let me look into it. Okay, I just closed the PP vehicle base like this, and just open the again like the blueprint, and it was there. I'm not sure why it was not reflecting. So now our base mesh is there. So the first thing which we do need is to set the arrows, but before that, let's create the sockets. Okay, so because we haven't added the sockets in our car yet, so let's go to our car and let's add the sockets. And sockets are really a good idea, so you don't have to do it manually, like inside the PP. So, and it will be like, let's imagine in future you are changing the car and they have the same socket, so it will take the wheels automatically. So that is why. So let's go to the sockets. We don't have it, so go to the window, socket manager. We do have it. Okay, it is here. So plus and wheel front right, and we will place it, but let me create them first. Front right, wheel front left. Let me copy paste it. Wheel right, rear right, Okay, so okay, let me take the bottom if it can help. Yes, is it a bottom? Okay, I'm unable to verify it. Okay, so this is front right. If I have flipped it, so it should be front right if I'm not wrong. Let me look closely, and so this should be the correct position of the front right, and for the front left, if I'm not wrong, so this should be the front left, and I'm not sure if it is correct or not, but rear right will go somewhat here. mm, nope, somewhat like here, and for the rear left it will somewhat be like here. Okay, so let's save and perspective mode, and let me check if everything works fine or not. Yes, they are in correct place, but the z value is kinda wrong, right? So for that we will just go into the right, and we will pick all four if we can. No, okay, we can't. So I will just zoom in a little and we'll check if it is correct or not. Yes, so the z value is 32, so I will just copy paste it and will apply to all the. Okay, so let me look and check if everything is there, front left and front right. Okay, so everything is in place, so just click save. And now what we have to do, go inside the vehicle base class, and when we are attaching it, the arrow, just make sure that they are like we can provide the socket name, so f name, and here I will just provide the socket name, so wheel front right, I think. Yes, and I will just copy paste it, then we will change the we will change name, so it is front left, rear right and rear left. So let's see if it is working fine or not. So I have compiled it, and let me check if we okay, so it's not reflecting here. mm, Let me restart it, I guess. Okay, so changes are fine, like, but I have to restart this. Like after restarting it is fine. So now we are good with the arrows, but the next thing which I want is to rotate the arrow on like the downward side. So I just let me see if, like, in what direction do I have to make the change. So it is red and green. I think it will be Z, and 90 will do the work, right? So no, this will be the 90. No, minus 90 will be down. Okay, so first change like which we need is in the rotation side. Second change which we need is the arm length component. I think it should be 600. Don't worry, like we will make the like all these changes in the C++ side. I'm just like for the visual thing, I'm just doing the things here, and I will have to set the arrow like kinda up, like around 125 will, or 130 will be okay. And the next thing is I have to do some rotation also. I think minus 20 will also work. Nope, minus 15, minus 10 is actually okay. Okay, let me check if it should look fine. Okay, So we will just make these changes which we have like reflected. So first change which we made is to set the rotation. So arrow fr dot set rotation, relative rotation, and if the f rotator, and it was 0 pitch, we yaw and roll we are sure. Okay, I think it was minus 90 and 0 and 0. Okay, and I will just copy paste it, and yep, that is it. And let me change the variable name. So just follow the convention. Okay, so arrow rotation is done. Next thing was the spring arm component length. So spring arm component length is spring arm component length set okay, target arm component. But I think there should be some set, I'm not sure. Set length, okay, okay, let's set it this way, so it will be 600. Next thing we want is the rotation, and it was minus 10 in the pitch side. So spring set relative rotation, f rotator, pitch was minus 10, so it was minus 10 comma 0 comma 0. So it will be like this. 10. Do we have made any more changes? No, I think it was this was it, right? So let me just compile it and check. By the way, we are not making changes in the header file, so it should be reflecting all the things right away. So let me compile and check if yes, it is there. So let me check on the arrow side, it is correct. So for these three arrows, see here it is asking me to reset the values. It is because we have changes on the C++ side, but in the blueprint it was taking the previous value. So that is why just make sure it is resetted and it is there. For the length, let me check. It is 600 and it is not giving the reset value, so it is all set. For the rotation also, it is giving the reset. Okay, we haven't set up the location, so if I will reset it, it will be down. So I will, like, it was 130, right? So the spring arm component set relative location, and it was f vector 0 0, and for z it was 130, right, if I'm not wrong. So this should do the task. So control shift B and compiled, and it should be here. Let me check, let me reset it. Okay, it is there. So everything is in place and looking fine. So the next thing, so it is already 28 minutes, so let me wrap it up quickly. So the next thing is what we needed is, like, it will be the physical body, the thing which we have in our car. So let's we have to check this button, the simulate body, and we have to set the mass. Okay, so let me mark in okay, so for the simulate physics and mass, these are the physics option, and it is not a good idea to set or make changes in the physics because it needs G engine before initializing. Like, it need G engine to be initialized first. So just to make sure that G engine is initialized, we will set these things into begin play, or what we can do, we can also set into the post initialize component method. So let me go to the post in protected and virtual void post initialize components override. So this is the function. I'm just alt enter, it will ask me to generate it file. Okay, So what this function actually do, it will get called as soon as your components are initialized. So after they have initialized successfully, then it will call this function. So everything is up and running. So what we will do, we will actually set the physical option checked, like body mass set physical, set simulate physics to true. Okay, next thing what we do need, we need to set the mass. We can directly set it here also, but if like we want to set it from here, so set mass, mass override in kg, so it will be like 1300. If you want to be accurate, so we are targeting this car. So let me check the name of this car. I think it looked like Lancer. I'm not very good with the cars. I think it's Honda City, if I'm not wrong, but you can comment me below which car is this, and we will use the same specification. So let's imagine right now it's the Honda City. So let's go to the Chrome. Okay, so weight of Honda City. So it's 1153, so I will just use the same. Okay, 1153. Okay, 1153. Okay, for bone name I don't want anything, so it will be name none, name underscore none. Okay, so it should work fine, I guess. Or we can also do these things in the begin play, but yeah, but this is good practice to do inside the post initialize component. And but let me just, for the sake of this project, I am just shifting everything to the vehicle base class, and for the weight also. So but you got the idea, because in editor G engine always initialize, like before constructor, the actors that I have seen, and I'm just, for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just shifting these things in the constructor. But as soon as we will like go forth, I will shift these two inside the post initialize. So let me comment it so I don't forget it. Shift these lines to post initialize, because I do want to like check the settings on the blueprint side. So that is why I'm keeping it right there. So let me compile it, and let's check if everything is working okay or not. Okay, let me check, finger crossed. So simulate physics, we have the reset button, that's good, but this is not checked. Let me, okay, it is there, but we have to manually check it. Okay, it's okay for now, but okay. Next thing is okay, so it's already 33 minutes, so I will just take a pause here, and like we will make changes in the future tutorial. So if you have any doubt or something, or like you have any suggestion, just comment me below, and I will try my best to like to implement what you need. Okay, so that was it. Please like and subscribe, and if you like the video. Okay, thank you, take care, bye bye.